Once we accept we have an issue with alcohol, we can start to address it. We have to understand how much we're drinking, obviously, how many units per week. It's extremely dangerous to stop drinking if we are consuming larger quantities. And we really do need to seek medical advice, to see a doctor or a medical professional. And if they don't advise it, then we should ask for a liver function test, just to see exactly what's going on in our body, so we don't go through the delirium tremens, because it's really not a good experience. When I stopped drinking abruptly, based on a comment that was made at the office, because I was really quite ill, and one of the business partners said something, and I was proving points again. I was trying to prove the point that I could stop if I wanted to. I didn't really think about my own health or how much I was drinking. Fortunately, I went to see a doctor and I asked him for antibiotics because of, well, this stuff coming out of my sinuses. So he gave me the tablets, and later on that evening I started hallucinating. So I was blaming the tablets, basically. And then a little later on, we rang the doctor again, and I was speaking to him, and I was explaining what I could see. And he said, oh, that's fine. And I was staying with my parents at the time. So he said, put me back onto your mother. And he said, get that man to a hospital now. Ring him an ambulance. And he said, in actual fact, he said, I will ring the ambulance for you because he needs to be in a hospital right now. And I was taken to hospital, where I spent a week, 3 days of that, where I was hallucinating. So 5 days on an intravenous drip, liver scan, the gamma GTs, the tests, and I was told never drink again. So I left the hospital, but I had no intention of never drinking again. I just said I wouldn't drink until my birthday, which I did. And we had a few weeks where we weren't working, and it was nice weather, I seem to remember. So I was enjoying myself, and then I had a graduated return to work. What I hadn't done is, I didn't think I needed to, I hadn't addressed the relationship with myself. I hadn't attempted to understand myself because I was still blaming other people for the way I felt. So when I went back to the office on this graduated return, my business partner again started talking about my health and my return to work at customer sites, in front of a busy office full of people, which just horrified me. So I was allowing this guy to push my buttons because I couldn't see what he was doing, and I didn't understand what he was doing, and I didn't understand myself. So within no time, I'd fallen back into that trap of, oh, I'll go for a drink, I'll feel better. I think when we do decide to change, the decision must be based upon our feelings, not something that a third party has said, whether it's a loved one or a business partner or whoever, because we'll get that motivation internally. Whereas if we get it externally, then we probably won't follow through with it, and we won't get the success that we want or that we're looking for. We won't get the change that we're looking for. And, you know, to go down that route and not get that is just a complete waste of time. The relationship with ourselves is so highly important, but I think it's something that we miss. To change our relationship with alcohol, and as I said in my previous video, it may be that we can carry on to consume alcohol. It doesn't mean that none of us or all of us can't consume it ever again. Then we must change our relationship with ourselves and our understanding of ourselves. We can create a much better experience of life when we do that. We can still be with our friends, we can still drink when we want to, but it doesn't take control of our lives. if it is something that you would like to discuss, changing the relationship that you have with alcohol and the relationship you have with yourself, then please give me a call.